Welcome you to the 2023 Heart of America Athletic Conference Baseball Media Day. I'm your host, Stephen Davis, and right now we're joined by Mount Mercy head baseball coach Jack Dahm and Joe Gable. Coach Joe, thanks for joining us. How are you guys today?
Thanks for having us.
Coach, we'll start with you. Introduce us to Joe and tell us what he means to your program.
Well, Joe came here last year from Oakton Community College in Des Plaines, left-handed pitcher. I was fortunate enough to recruit him out of high school. Unfortunately, we didn't get him, but he really did a good job of developing it at Oakton. Came in here, we wanted him to be a starting pitcher, and had a tremendous year last year. He was 6-1, but really progressed throughout the season, and really was our number 2 pitcher by the end of the season. Unfortunately, he got COVID during the conference tournament, which really hurt us because he was throwing as good as anybody in the league at that time. And so we're excited to have him back, and he's going to do some really good things. And he's the leader of our pitching staff, and just has a maturity, and nothing bothers him. He's really learned. He's matured where stuff just rolls off his back, and he really does a good job of separating pitches.
Very cool. Joe, let's go to you. Take us through where you're from, your hometown, and what you're majoring in there at Mount Mercy.
From Park Ridge, Illinois, just outside of Chicago, and majoring in secondary education.
Very cool. All right. You, as Coach said, you're one of the leaders on that pitching staff now. What are some goals you have both for yourself individually and for the team this year?
For myself, would like to stay strong on the mound, continue to give good innings for the team, and then for the rest of the staff, just be there supportive, and then a little guidance along the way.
You guys open your season down in Arizona. You're going to head down there for 4 games. How much are you and your teammates looking forward to getting down to Arizona and playing in some warm weather, Joe?
Very excited. Just want to get away from the cold. All of us are just looking forward to it, getting back on the field. Kind of sick of the inside, but got to deal with it in Iowa.
Absolutely. Coach, when you guys get outside and get some games under your belt, what are you hoping to see from your team and learn about them in those early non-con games?
Well, you just hit it on the head there. We got to learn a lot. It's an interesting dynamic being a Northern team that you need to win early. However, I'm a big believer in player development and giving guys opportunities and seeing what we have. And, last year we went down to Arizona. We were 0-4, and I thought it was one of the best spring trips I've ever been involved in because we played a lot of guys. We played Benedictine, which is a top 20 team, had 3 walk-off losses and lost another one by 1 run. But we got a lot out of it. We go down there, we take BP on the field, we practice. It was a good trip for us. So, I just want to see us develop and get stronger as we get into the conference season. We have aspirations to play in the postseason, which definitely makes every game important. So when we go down and play Mount Marty the week before in Fort Scott, those games are going to be very important because they're going to be the same type of team as us trying to battle for postseason play. And I truly believe that this team could be a team that could battle for a conference championship and also play into the regionals. And, the Heart's done a pretty good job of putting some teams in the World Series here lately. That one surprised me if all of a sudden we were a team that could be battling for something like that.
Well, you guys obviously had a successful season last year, 33 wins, got to the conference tournament, couple wins there. What are some of the positives from last year that you're hoping your team brings with them into this season?
We were young last year. We had a lot of junior college transfers like Joe. Kyle Mater came in here, had some high expectations for him. He struggled early, but played well late. Evan Paulus gained some very valuable experience. My son Tyler has been a 2-year starter for us now. So we've got some nice experience with our club, but then also some really good new players. We've got some Division I transfers, that are very, very talented kids. Joel Vasky was a junior college All-American at Kirkwood a year ago. He's got incredible power, can run. Jeremy Figueroa just transferred in from Texas Southern. He's only about 5'6", but he hit 15 home runs last year at Heartland, stole 25 bases. We've got our entire outfield is Division I transfers. Drake Fraser's in his 2nd year and a little more comfortable. We expect some good things. It still comes down to what happens with our pitching. We lost Kobe Schlotman last year, the pitcher of the year, All-American. And, we need some guys. We're not going to have another Kobe, but we feel like we have some guys that could be legitimate, top starters in this league. They've worked hard, guys coming off injury. Blake Harsheim has as good a stuff as we've had in this program. He's, 88 to 91 with good sync. He's coming off surgery, hasn't pitched in a couple of years, but he's been looking outstanding. Cale Orman was all conference last year. He'll be a relief pitcher. And then we've got Tyler Stern. He's really made some good progress. He's a big guy. He's been up to 97 miles per hour in his bullpens. He's thrown 92 to 95. So that's a little bit unique at this level, but the sky's the limit for him. He's starting to figure it out. So our pitching staff's going to be very, very competitive, and you got to have the pitching in order to be successful. Our defense will be very good once we get settled in. So we'll be a good, solid team, just like usual, and hopefully we come up with some timely hits. And this league just keeps getting better and better. I think that's the biggest thing. I compare it to back when I was at Creighton University, and you had Wichita State, Missouri State, and all those powerhouses, and you had the teams trying to catch up to them. We've got Central Methodist up there right now, and everybody's trying to catch them in Mid-Am, and it's going to be a fun year again.
Absolutely. Joe, let's go back to you. You're a left-hander out there on the mound. Any pitchers, major league or otherwise, that you try to watch and emulate and learn how they throw strikes and get outs?
Not really. I like to pick pieces from multiple different pitchers, kind of get a well-rounded idea of what I want. But kind of growing up, I looked at Kershaw, Sale, just a few lefties, and then honestly, movements from righties, I kind of use those and incorporate them to a left-hander perspective.
Very cool. You guys have a great field up there, Joe. Very nice turf field. Tell us about the facility and how much the team enjoys it.
We love it. Having turf out here is amazing, especially with the snow. As soon as it's melted, we like to get out there, long toss, hit on the field. We like to do as much as we can when we can.
Very well said. Coach, back to you. You talked about the pitching staff quite a bit already. How about on the hitting side? Who are going to be the leaders with the bats for you this year?
You know what, I'd say we're gonna have a deep order. My son Tyler will probably be leading off, playing second base. We're still trying to figure out where some of the pieces are gonna fit in the infield. Kyle Mader, our starting third baseman last year, is going to be in the lineup every day if it's at shortstop or third base. Jeremy Figueroa, the D1 transfer, will be out there. We've got Tucker Cole, a transfer. Evan Paulus returns. We've got a first baseman that could really swing it. I really like him because we've got some guys that got some swing and miss. That's common nowadays. But we have a guy, Riley Rundquist, from Heartland Junior College, that can really move the baseball. One of the most unselfish players. He's going to do a really good job. And, the nice thing is the guys that we had 3 and 4 last year, we're actually going to be able to move them down. Joel Vasky will be 3. Rundquist will be, in that 4 spot. And then you have Mader and Paulus, out there. Drake Frazier, who could be a top of the order guy. He's so unselfish. He'll hit anywhere. He's been our 9-hole hitter. And Casey Sully's made some nice progress. He was at Southeast Missouri State and then Kirkwood. He's the leader of our offense. He's really the leader of the team, mature kid, handles the pitching staff, left-handed hitter. So he's going to be a nice addition. Then we've got Kyle Lehman and Zach Barden out there in the outfield also. Kyle's a left-handed hitter from South Carolina upstate. And then Zach Barden hit about 380 for us last year, but he was hurt. He's also a pitcher that throws 90-91. So we've got some depth. My biggest thing is early on giving everybody opportunities and see who can play up to their capabilities and what's going to be the best mix. We've had some injury issues previously. Hopefully with our depth, hopefully we don't have any injury issues. But if we do, we feel like we've got enough depth. The next guy in can do just fine.
Coach, you touched on this already with the heart and how good the league is with teams seemingly getting better every year. What are some of the challenges, though, that you face week in and week out going against good teams? And what does it take to have another solid season this year?
It's just the consistency of how you approach. And, it's really not playing up or down to the competition that you're playing against. It's really us coming out and playing like we're capable of playing every day. The game of baseball is so much different. Anybody can beat anybody on any given day. The best team never wins. It's a team that plays the best, is a saying that I always say. And, so our biggest thing is if we get ourselves focused and ready to go, we have a great chance to be successful. We stumbled one weekend last year, and I think that was a tremendous learning experience for our ball club. We went 1-3 against Graceland. That really cost us probably the divisional championship. And I think that's a great learning experience. The other thing is we can't worry about things out of our control. If it's umpiring, the environment you're playing in, how the other team's handling themselves, we just got to be ourselves and be locked in. If we worry about that, I like our chances of having a good year. Now, it's going to be a battle against all these teams that we play against. And so it's going to be fun. It's going to be a challenging year, but one I'm really looking forward to. I love our team chemistry, good energy. They seem to be getting better every day and they get along very well.
Coach Dom, Joe, thanks for the time and the information. Good luck this season in 2023.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.